In recent years, there has been a growing awareness of climate change, and the term carbon footprint has gained significance. Whether it's choosing what to eat or how we commute, environmentally conscious individuals are paying more attention to the impact of their actions on our planet. As we witness the impending consequences of climate change, we must ask ourselves, what more can we do in our daily lives to reduce our carbon footprint and cool the planet? To address climate change, we often hear the need to reduce carbon emissions. This typically involves transitioning our energy sources from fossil fuels to sustainable options, and urging businesses to minimize greenhouse gas emissions during manufacturing. But do you know what a carbon footprint is? And how does it differ from carbon emissions? Every one of us has a carbon footprint, and it can vary significantly. According to the Environmental Protection Agency's definition, a carbon footprint represents the total amount of greenhouse gas emissions, both direct and indirect, associated with a particular activity or product throughout its entire life cycle. This includes emissions from raw material extraction, manufacturing, assembly, transportation, usage, and disposal or recycling. In simpler terms, the carbon footprint is not just about direct emissions from smokestacks. It encompasses the entire journey of a product or activity, quantifying the carbon emissions associated with it. Let's consider an example to illustrate this concept. Take electric cars, for instance. While they produce no direct carbon emissions while on the road, their carbon footprint is not zero. This is because electric cars still generate emissions during their manufacturing, assembly, and transportation processes, as well as from the power generation required for charging. However, electric cars, especially those powered by green energy sources, have substantially lower carbon footprints compared to traditional gasoline or diesel vehicles. Every human activity on Earth results in both direct and indirect carbon emissions, leading to varying degrees of environmental impact. The key is to choose products and lifestyles that minimize our carbon footprints. One of the most significant contributors to our carbon footprint is our food choices. Generally, plant-based diets have significantly lower carbon footprints compared to meat-based diets. This is because the livestock industry is a major source of global greenhouse gas emissions, accounting for 23% of human-caused emissions related to agriculture and land use. Livestock, particularly cows, emit large amounts of methane, a potent greenhouse gas, during their digestive processes. Additionally, the livestock industry drives deforestation on a massive scale, making beef production one of the top contributors to food-related carbon emissions. In the realm of food choices, opting for seasonal, local produce can significantly reduce your daily carbon footprint. Not only is this food fresher, but it also reduces the need for long-distance transportation and extensive energy use for refrigeration. In addition to being healthier and more cost-effective, it's also a low-carbon choice. The next time you consider purchasing imported products, take a moment to think about their carbon footprint. Avoiding single-use plastic packaging is another effective way to reduce your carbon footprint. We all know that plastics are challenging to break down and pose a significant burden on our oceans and lands. What many don't realize is that plastics produced from petroleum have remarkably high carbon footprints. According to a report by the Center for International Environmental Law, the carbon emissions from the production and incineration of plastic could reach as much as 2.75 billion metric tons by 2050, equivalent to the emissions of 615 coal-fired power plants. Choosing a lifestyle that minimizes plastic use not only benefits our oceans and reduces pollution, but also decreases your personal carbon footprint. As mentioned earlier, electric vehicles, while not emitting direct carbon emissions, have overall lower carbon footprints compared to traditional gasoline or diesel vehicles. This is especially true when electric cars are powered by renewable energy sources. So, when it's time to replace your vehicle, consider making the switch to an electric one. Additionally, using energy-efficient appliances at home, such as LED light bulbs and products with energy-saving labels, can reduce your carbon footprint over the course of a year. Every small detail, from turning off lights when not in use to using electric fans in conjunction with air conditioning, And setting thermostat temperatures moderately contributes to reducing your carbon footprint in daily life. In conclusion, the concept of a carbon footprint is not just an abstract idea, but a fundamental metric that affects our daily lives, industries, and our planet's future. As we navigate the complex challenges of climate change, let us remember that understanding and reducing our carbon footprints is a powerful tool to guide us towards a more sustainable and environmentally responsible future. Together, we can make a meaningful impact in preserving our planet for future generations.